Hey everyone, it's Megan. I'm so sorry about the lighting. I'm having weird lighting issues today. Happy Thanksgiving, or almost Thanksgiving if you live here in the United States. It's coming up soon. It is the 28th Thursday of November 2013 this year. Thanksgiving here in the United States is a national holiday and a secular holiday, so it's a non-religious holiday, but it is celebrated many different places, different countries throughout the world, different times of the year. But why I'm saying that a little bit too is because I do live in the United States, I always have, so this is kind of from the more traditional American perspective of Thanksgiving here. A lot of these names are seasonal names, although a lot of the names that would fit in with this video I've already talked about in my autumn and fall baby name video. I will link that down below in the description box, but I'm not going to repeat the same names because how fun is that? Not too fun, right? But this video, in addition to being inspired by seasonal things and just Thanksgiving traditions, is also inspired by the colonials, Puritans, the early settlers here in the United States. That said, I'm going to go ahead and get started with the girls' names. Some of these are a little out there, I just warned you, okay? The first name I have is Berry. So berry is a fruit name. I left out some other popular Thanksgiving foods like, pie and turkey as names, but there might be some other food names on this list. Anyhow, berry is for cranberries. Cranberries are often served in a traditional Thanksgiving meal. Also, I think of pies. Like I said, I got pie on the mind, I guess. Berry pies are popular. I think berry is very cutesy, kind of whimsical and youthful feeling, perhaps maybe more as like a nickname or a quirky middle name. Then I have Cornelia. Cornelia is a Latin feminization of the name Cornelius, and it is pronounced different ways in different countries. I'm used to hearing it Cornelia. Some places they say it more like Cornelia. And the reason it's on this list is if you take the first four letters, it spells corn. So corn is definitely produced in the United States readily, and also corn, and playing on words with cornucopia, and cornucopias are a popular image for Thanksgiving. I know it's a bit of a stretch. Okay, the third name I have is Felicity. Felicity is a Latin name and it means happiness, and that's exactly what this name sounds like to me. The 17th century Puritans love themselves some virtue names. Oh my goodness. I love this name. I think that it's cute. I like the nickname Lissy for it. Yeah, I like it. The next name is Grace. Grace is also a virtue name. It's an English word name, and grace is a characteristic or quality pleasing for its charm. It also can mean refinement. Again, one Puritans used, but popular in modern times. I also kind of thought about the idea of like families coming together and saying grace around a table, so I'm like double playing on grace in that way. But grace is popular in many English-speaking countries. It's currently number 21 here in the United States, and it is definitely too a popular middle name choice for women in this country. And then the next name is also a virtue name, but I promise they're not all virtue names, and that is Harmony. Harmony is an English word name. It's currently number 197, and harmony is an agreement or a pleasing combination of elements in a whole. Yes, it is. When I think of harmony, I think of wanting harmony around Thanksgiving time when a family comes together, kind of a drama-free vibe. But yeah, that's how I associated that one to Thanksgiving. Next is Rosemary. Rosemary is Latin and it's for the rosemary plant. It's a combination of the names Rose and Mary. It's currently number 603. It's a classic sounding name. It comes with cute nicknames like Rosie or Romy. And the rosemary herb is often used in conjunction with lemon to season a turkey. It's also in a lot of other dishes. Number 7 is Sarah. Sarah is a Hebrew name meaning princess. It's a biblical name, and boy, along with those virtue names, the early settlers loved some biblical names. But the reason I included Sarah is there was a woman named Sarah Joseph Hale, and she was really influential in making the first Thanksgiving a national holiday. And I think Sarah's a strong name. Since the 1880s, this is the lowest it's been. It's currently number 119 in the United States with this spelling. Then I have May. May is a diminutive of the names Margaret and Mary. It means pearl. May is also a month name. No, I'm not starting early on my springtime names. I'm using May as a short form of the word the Mayflower. and may be more common actually as a middle name than a first name, and you can spell it M-A-E as well. Next I have maize. Maize is the color of corn. It's a light orange yellow, like a moderate orange color. It's also a term used for corn, and you can use nicknames like Macy or Maisie. And then the last one I have for girls is Virginia. Virginia is a Latin name meaning pure, virgin, maid. It's number 570 in popularity. It's also the name of a state here in the United States. And I put this one for Virginia Dare, who was the first child born in what is now known as the United States, and she was born to English parents that settled here. And it's the funny thing about Virginia to me is that I prefer the nickname Ginny. I think that's so cute, and I like that name even more than the actual name Virginia itself. But my favorite of the girls' names that I just mentioned is definitely Felicity, which you probably could tell. Alright, let's talk about some boys' Thanksgiving names. The first one I have is Cornelius, fitting since I talked about Cornelia. It's Latin meaning horn, and like Cornelia, I'm taking that root of corn and relating it to Cornelius, and it has the alternative pronunciation Cornelius. I don't know why I say Cornelius instead of Cornelius. What do you say? Number 2 is chard. Chard is a leafy green vegetable. It can also be reddish in color. It can be a whole array of colors really, but it is a vegetable. It's also an English surname. It means rough heathland. It may be a less recognizable vegetable name, like you might get away with chard, but broccoli might be a harder sell as a name. But I do think it's maybe for a little bit braver namer than myself. Then I have Cran. Cran is a Scottish surname. And its tie to Thanksgiving is again the cranberries. Cran doesn't feel quite complete. I like the sound of it, but I want more from it. I think it would be a cool conversation starter though. Number 4 is given. Given is a word name. It's the past tense of to give. Give being a sharing word and kind of all about the spirit of Thanksgiving. But I think given kind of sounds like Gavin and some of those names, so it almost sounds like just a name and not a word name to me. Number 5 is Hale. It's an English name meaning someone who lives near the hollow. It's a surname name, and it was a surname of Sarah Josepha Hale, the woman I mentioned who was really influential in making Thanksgiving a national holiday. I think Hale sounds cool and looks cool, but it sounds a little bit like hell, so I don't know if I would use that as a first name at least. Next up is Hunter. Hunter is an Old English name meaning one who hunts. Hunting a turkey. I don't know about that one, but early settlers definitely were farmers and hunters. They kind of had to be. Next is Jadon. So this name looks and sounds a lot like the Jadon that's popular, but it's got an O-N ending, making it different. It's Hebrew, it means thankful, and it means the Lord has heard. So the thankful part is right on for Thanksgiving. This version of it, actually, with this spelling, makes it a biblical name, which may be interesting to some of you. And like I said, it's just very similar to like Jaydn, that name that's pretty popular. That it can be spelled so many different ways though. Number 8 is Myles. It's an English spelling of a variation of Myles, M-I-L-E-S. It's Latin, it means soldier, it also means merciful, and this is for Myles Standish, who was a military advisor who helped settle the Plymouth colony. And I do think it's very usable, but I actually really like it. I just really prefer the M-I-L-E-S spelling. Next is Pilgrim. It's a word name derived from a Latin word which means one who travels to a foreign land. It's often connected with a religious quest or journey. I don't know how I feel about this one, honestly. I do know someone named Pilgrim who's actually Hawaiian, which I think is kind of neat. But I felt like I needed to include it because it just sounded right on theme. Okay, and then the last name I have is Wheaton. Wheaton is an English surname, and I'm taking the beginning, the wheat part out of the word, and wheat is a cereal grass often used to make grain, so important in lots of feasts. And yeah, my favorite of this is Myles, even with the alternative spelling, although I just want to switch out that Y for an I. The Y doesn't bother me that much not to use it. So let me know which names were your favorites, which ones you like, any that you feel I left out that I should have included, put that below as well. Also, I really like to hear how you celebrate Thanksgiving, if you do, and yeah, Do you? And I guess should have been the first part. And if you do, how do you do it? So for me, it's a time to come together as a family. We eat a lot of decadent, yummy food. My favorite being pecan pie. That is my absolute favorite dessert of all time. And it's also a time to be reflective and show gratitude. So even if you live in the U.S., if you do something different, if your family has a tradition that's different, it varies like family to family even here, I think. So let me know in the comments below. Also, since I think this is, like I said, a reflective time of gratitude, I just want to briefly say a quick thank you to all of you who have been so kind to me on my YouTube journey this year. It means more to me, especially some days, than you even will ever know. So thank you so, so much. I hope that you have a wonderful autumn season, wonderful Thanksgiving if you celebrate it, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.